Hey guys, before we get started with the silliness that Connor and I usually do here at the Gene Pool, I wanted to just talk about the 500-pound gorilla in the room, with this coronavirus stuff. Listen, our thoughts and our prayers go out to everybody that's been affected by it so far. In some ways, we've all been affected through school closings and work closings and travel bans. No toilet paper and whatever else. So just wanted to let you guys know that we're happy to do some silly, stupid stuff to help you guys get your mind off of it for a while. So just know that us doing this does not minimize our concern for those out there that are struggling with this or have had loss because of that. So hang in there, use universal precautions, elbow bump, and wash your hands and use hand sanitizer and stay about 3 or 4 feet away from people. And if you feel any symptoms at all that may be a concern at all, go get checked out. Go to the ER. They may not have the testing kits. We know those are rolling out. They're working on the vaccine, but they can triage with you, talk to you about your symptoms and your history, and let you know whether or not it actually is a concern that you should get tested for or not. Just personal history. My son just came back from a trip, and he had been dealing with a respiratory illness, just cold and stuff, and some antibiotics before his trip. The symptoms were lingering when he got back, and he thought he felt a little feverish, and so he got a little concerned and anxious. So he went to the ER, spent 30 minutes on the phone with someone triaging him, and it's just lingering symptoms from his previous thing. So that put us all at ease and at rest. So better safe than stupid, like my sister says. So if you have any concerns at all, just go get tested and get checked out just to make sure, and we'll go from there. But again, our thoughts and prayers are out there with all you guys. We love all you guys, and thank you for hanging out with us and using us to just keep your mind off stuff for a while. So with that being said, let's head on into the silliness that is Connor and I. So we'll talk to you later on this Gene Pool Variety Hour episode. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to the Gene Pool Variety Hour.
Your geek safe space.
I'm Sean, your older, more tired, need more coffee host.
And I'm Connor, your younger and wildly awake morning co-host.
Join us as we review random movies,
play games,
talk anything geek culture that catches our attention,
and chase a lot of chickens.
Morning, everybody. Welcome. And what is this? Episode 18, I think?
Good morrow, fine travelers.
Oh, God. Here we go.
I gotta bring the funny and get myself riled up this morning.
Wow, we're super loud again this morning, so I don't know what's up with that. I think I was too close to my mic. But anyway, so so it's been a while.
Our schedules just haven't matched up lately.
We're just still trying to figure out how to get this on a consistent schedule, but
we're getting there.
But
we're getting there.
When you have two people with ADHD that try to be on a consistent schedule, it doesn't go well. It never goes well.
It's literally like herding cats. Almost.
I sit there
it doesn't work.
And I watch Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, and I watch Steven and Smashy, and poor Smashy, she's as ADHD as we are, but at least
probably more so.
But at least I think Steven and her husband Jacob, I think they keep her on track because they're not or don't seem to be. But when you have a host and a co-host and the editor and the producer and everything that we are, both with ADHD as the day is long,
the idea man.
It does not go well, especially when we're doing this in the morning. So I do apologize in advance for any kind of sound issues. Our podcast studio area is still not done yet. I just have to work on it just a little bit at a time. And so
I've offered my help several times.
Yeah, I know. And I'm still doing it on my own.
He just doesn't trust me, I think.
Not with painting, no.
Oh.
Not with stain. But anyway.
I've stained before.
So anyway.
Back in high school.
What did you stain in high school?
I'm not going to that joke area. No.
So anyway,
And you call me inappropriate.
Well, and I mean, I had a lot of traveling going on, and of course, with the whole coronavirus thing, I don't think there's going to be much travel going on for work these days. Even though I do work for the military, and we'll probably be the last people to stop moving around.
I do have a theory about the coronavirus.
Oh God, what's your theory about the coronavirus?
So what is the first word in coronavirus?
Corona.
And what is corona?
A light around the sun, I think.
It's also a beer.
I know. I'm just kidding.
And if you guys notice, a bunch of attractions and events and even holidays are getting canceled in March and April, but they predict things will be back open in May. Know what that means? Cinco de Mayo, Corona's biggest event of the year. The Corona company invented the coronavirus to boost up their beer sales on that day as a celebration for the people who survived.
So apparently we're getting into I married an axe murderer territory and the Pentaveret, and since Colonel Sanders died, I guess the CEO of Corona is now part of the Pentaveret and he's ruling the world.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway.
No idea what you just said, but yes.
Anyway, so I married an axe murderer, classic movie. You need to watch it, especially
Mike
the scene,
Myers, right?
Especially the scene where Mike Myers plays 2 or 3 roles in his house, his dad and himself, and it's just funny.
Heed
Pepper, no.
I knew you were gonna say that line. For years and years, he would say that line, and I never knew what it meant until one day I did actually watch that movie. Long time ago, and that's the only line I remember.
Yeah, well, I don't understand why we're so loud on the recording today. I guess because we were both saying it at the exact same time. I guess that's
exactly
what crushed the audio. But anyway, so
we crushed it. Yeah, we crushed.
So other than that kind of stuff, what have you been doing lately?
Let's see.
I don't know because you live at my house.
Yeah,
but anyway,
not for long.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Me and my fiance Nikki are saving up to move in together.
Where?
Up in Ohio.
In other words, not my house and not her parents' house. Right.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
you go. That's the key part.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay.
It's gonna be a big change. And I've already been.
It's gonna be a glorious change
for you. It terrifies me to be honest.
I know.
It's a big change.
We'll get you there and get you through it. But yeah. So anyway, you've been working a lot of double shifts and that kind of stuff. So you've been really busy. I've been really busy with work.
But my double shifts have been paying off. Because the last two double shifts I've worked, I've made over $100 in cash on both nights.
I know.
So that's boom.
Well, $100 cash just in your tips, and not every just your regular pay.
I know.
But anyway, so what have you been doing otherwise? I mean, other kind of fun stuff.
Let's see. I've gotten into this awesome game. What was that?
It was a cough. No, it was.
Better need Malo.
It was a.
Better need.
It was not. Stop. It was not a Corona cough. It was a coffee went down the wrong way cough.
So
that's the other thing. We've decided to we've tried to find ways to make this as consistent as possible. And with Connor's schedule, not being a consistent schedule because it's he delivers pizza. So it's that's not a consistent schedule. So we have found that really the only consistent time that we know we have every week or every other week is early Saturday morning. So the Saturday morning buffoons are at it this morning, and so I didn't say baboons, I said buffoons.
Same thing.
Anyway, so anyways, I mean, he's got to go to work in a couple hours, so we've got to get going on this. But at least this will kind of give us a time where we can try to be on a consistent schedule.
A stake to start our path.
So what have you been doing lately? I mean, fun stuff. I mean, I don't have much to say. I've been playing Destiny. That's it.
Yeah. That's all he's been playing, guys. It's a serious problem.
I blame Mitch. It's
my
Mitch's
brother?
fault. No, not my son, Mitch. My buddy, Mitch. I blame him. Well, no, I blame him and I blame Bungie.
Oh yeah,
because Bungie made it free to play. which
Oh,
sucked
yeah.
me in. So then I bought the season pass stuff,
Oh,
and
my
so now I'm full on into it. So it's Mitch and Bungie's fault.
Oh man.
Anyway, so I've
fun
been doing a
stuff.
lot of that and listening to a lot of podcasts. I've been hanging out on Discord an awful lot with my podcasting friends that I'm making, and
Which one I'm finally a part of.
Yep.
And that's gonna be fun.
my condolences to all you people out there that are in
Oh,
that Discord.
come on. I'm a fun person to know. You know that.
I know that, but you can also be an overwhelming person with post.
Well, okay, yes, but that's part of my charm, you know. I make it known.
So that's what they call it. That's what they call it now. Charm.
I make it known.
thought it was
I'm available, and people will come to me.
I thought it was
if I
annoyance.
post, they will come.
That's not true, but anyway. Okay, so not a lot going on, and we've got a lot to do. So we've got our movie that we got to talk about today.
Where is the money?
Where's the money?
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I need to pull up the deets on that. But so we need to talk about that movie. We'll need to pick our movie for next time, and then we've got our geek question of the day, which I'm actually looking forward to.
Do later.
And then what?
And then we have a fun thing to do.
Yeah, and so we're going to play a game today, and we might not finish with it today. It's a game called Expedition. I can't wait to play it. And
part of a new segment called Cards Galore.
No, it's just a game that we're going to play.
I know.
When did all of a sudden we create a whole new segment called Cards Galore that I'm just now hearing about as we're recording? That's called. See, those are the kind of discussions you have in what's called pre-production, not during production.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
just saying.
Oh man.
So anyway, all right. So where do you want to go today? Where do you want to go first?
Let's do a geek question.
Geek question. Okay, so geek question of the day is. Do you remember?
Yes.
Okay. I thought you were going to say it, but anyway,
No.
It's the geek question, and I don't remember it word for word what it was, but it's like, what are your favorite epic battle scenes? Excuse me, epic fictional battle scenes, and why?
Oh,
right.
Okay, so let's see.
So I know mine. I mean, that's hands down. It's really easy to know what that one is for me. So,
John Wick.
no, that's not an epic battle scene. That's an epic fight. We've talked about good fight scenes in movies. This is a battle. This is an epic battle.
Endgame.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Is that yours? Go ahead and talk about it.
No. I was trying to guess yours.
Oh, no.
Well, let's see.
I mean, yeah, that's great, but it kind of happens. It's kind of over fairly quick. If you remember that Endgame final battle, I mean, it's what, 10 minutes long, maybe. I mean, it's pretty quick. It's not too bad.
Yeah,
anyway,
I think it's longer,
so is that your answer?
Let's see. I've got one for literature, TV, video games, and movie.
Your favorite one.
My favorite one.
Your favorite one, and why?
Those are my favorites. I can't pick just one.
You have to pick just one.
Oh my gosh!
You have to just pick
can't.
just one.
They're all so good in their own way.
Well, of course they're good in their own way, but which one is good in the best way?
That makes no sense.
I know that. I haven't had enough coffee. Shut up.
Oh my! See what I have to deal with, people. Well, it's not just me.
This is a brain with no stimulant on board yet. So I'm not the most focused person in the morning. So
you're the fun dad right now.
I know I'm the sleepy, tired, introverted. I just want to sit on the couch and do nothing, dad, right now.
Okay, so let's see. Favorite fictitious battle scene.
Do you want me to talk about mine while you're thinking?
No, I got it.
Okay.
I say it would have to be the end battle scene in Percy Jackson and the Heroes of Olympus, a book series by Rick Riordan. I love the Percy Jackson series. I love all those stories. And in the Heroes of Olympus story, it introduced all these new characters. And the final battle scene between Gaia and her army, and then Camp Half-Blood, and then also the Roman camp. Their name escapes me for some reason. And how they banded together to fight this joint enemy the Titans. No, not the Titans. The Giants. That's who they were. The Giants, Gaia, and how Leo and Percy both banded together to take Gaia out in the air. Oh my gosh, it's just so satisfying.
That's it?
What?
Are you done? that just, it's so satisfying. That sounded like the end of your thing, so to speak.
No.
Okay.
I was also going to make a comment how after I read that chapter that had that battle scene in it, I honestly went back and reread it again and again and again just because I loved how it flowed, you know? How you could see each character in the fight, but at the same time seeing its main battle between Gaia, Leo, and Percy. It was amazing. Now that's the end of it.
Wow, that's pretty short. Okay. Mine, I mean, it's a slam dunk, man. It's just, I mean, how can this not be the best epic battle scene?
What is it?
The Battle of Helm's Deep from the Lord of the Rings. 2 towers. I mean, you have humans and wizards and elves
And dwarfs.
and dwarfs and
hobbits.
trees and hobbits. Well, the hobbits weren't really involved in that battle. I mean, Merry and Pippin were kind of with Treebeard, but they were just kind of along for the ride. They didn't really fight like they did at the end battles, but they were there.
Pippin.
Oh God, Merry and Pippin are just they're the doofuses of the but they're the lovable doofuses of the story. But I mean, it contained everything. It was good versus evil. Obviously, of course, that's the whole thing is basically good versus evil.
Yeah.
But you had Rohan, you had the Rohirrim. You know, they retreated to Battle of Helm's Deep because Saruman had created, you know, the Uruk-hai and all, and so created this huge army to attack and destroy the Rohirrim. Because, you know, that was the one tower. Then you had the tower on the other side of Middle-earth. That was Sauron. So you had these 2 towers. That's why it's called the 2 towers.
I know.
And so they were trying to clear out Middle-earth from one side, whereas Sauron was going to try to get from the other side. And so the Rohirrim retreated to Helm's Deep, which is this huge fortress that they have built into the side of a mountain. And they had to retreat there. So they all went there, and they had sent out for help, but nobody was coming. And Gandalf had said, "Look for me at sunlight on the 3rd day," or something like that. I can't remember if it was the 3rd day or the 2nd day or whatever. But so he took off and left. And so it was just the Rohirrim with Aragorn and Gimli and Legolas, the triumvirate. And it was this battle of this huge insurmountable army attacking them, just like waves crashing on the shore, which was literally what it was like with the Uruk-hai, you know, just smashing against the walls and basically trying to climb the walls and come over. And then you had that happening. You had Gandalf that you don't know where he is, and then you have Merry and Pippin with Treebeard, and they're trying to get, you know, the trees.
The Ents.
The Ents, sorry, thank you. You're trying to get the Ents to come, and of course they take, because they live forever, they take forever to talk. They take an entire day just to say hello. And so Merry and Pippin are restless, and they're impatient, and you see all this stuff happening, and you see the Rohirrim dying, and the battle is just turning dark, and it's like literally the darkest before the dawn. And before the battle started, though, the elves came to help them, so the elves were there too. I forgot to add that in there. So you had these races of men fighting the dark forces of dark, and meanwhile you keep cutting back to Merry and Pippin, and they're like, "Come on, we gotta go." And so in the middle of all that, they had taken out Saruman, you know, taking out his tower, and came. Anyway, that battle lasts like 30 minutes in the movie. I mean, it's just this huge battle, and even though I read the books, I couldn't tell you how many times that I know what's going to happen, and I've seen the movies multiple times, and I know what's going to happen. You're still on the edge of your seat. You're like, come on. And then all of a sudden the morning comes, and over the hill comes Gandalf, you know, with his staff raised up, you know, with the other riders of Rohan that got exiled. He went and got them, and they came. And so them at the morning's light, and the Ents and Fangorn Forest, because they brought the trees with them, and they routed the Uruk-hai, and they ran off into the forest, and the trees just ate them. And that was it. You saw the whole forest just kind of shaking and all these screams and stuff. So you had this epic battle. You had, this desperation with the king, and it's like we're going to die. It's just giving up, and it's getting really dark. And Aragorn had his speech and says, "No, let's ride together." And I don't know, man. It's just there's so many emotions in that battle from
Didn't
darkness
Aragorn
to the
also
light.
bring Didn't Aragorn also bring some kind of like ghost army or something?
No, that's at the very end. That's in the Return of the King.
Oh, okay.
That's the final battle. No.
I thought Helm's Deep was
No, Helm's Deep is in Two Towers. That's the second book.
Oh, okay.
So, so he doesn't know it like I do. But no. I'm just saying that's why you got them mixed up. Because how in the world could you get the Ghost Army mixed up in the Battle of Helm's Deep? But so you had the darkness, you had the desperation and the despair going on. You had the courage going on. You had the humor going on because Gimli and Legolas were actually the comedic element during the battle of all.
What's happening out there?
Well, there was that where they're standing at the parapets and everybody's looking over, and except for Gimli. Gimli's jumping up because he's so short. He's trying to see what's going on, and Legolas says, "Do you need a stool?" or something like that.
No, he's I believe he says, "Shall I describe it to you?"
Oh, right.
Or would you like me to find you a box?
Yeah, right. Yeah. But then they had the competition over who got the most kills.
I know.
93, 94, 95.
Oh my
gosh. and then at the end, Gimli was ahead by 1, and he's sitting on top of a dead Uruk-hai, and with the axe in the guy, with Gimli's axe in the skull, and he's sitting there and he's like 43 or whatever number it was, I can't remember, which was 1 ahead of Legolas, and then all of a sudden Legolas shot the Uruk-hai that Gimli was sitting on with the arrow, and because the body twitched, and he said, "Oh," and he says, "He was already dead." He's like, "Oh, he moved." He's like, "'Cause my axe is in his skull," and he shook the axe and the whole body twitches. So I mean, oh god, I made this sound way too loud. I'm sorry. That's gonna distort so bad when I did that. I'm sorry, people. So I'll try to fix that. But anyway, so I mean, I could watch that battle scene over and over and over again. I just how you think it's not all going to come together, and Peter Jackson did a fantastic job of building that tension. How in the world are the Ents and Fangorn Forest going to get there to help? Where's Gandalf and so and of course from our background and our faith, Tolkien was he was a Christian, and that the Lord of the Rings was kind of a trilogy, not a trilogy, kind of an allegory to the gospel story, and so there was a lot of undertones in there too about coming at the light of the third day and all this kind of stuff. So so that's another reason why I'm passionate about those books, because of where the foundation of those stories comes from. And anyway, some people may not like that. I do. It's probably why it's one of my most beloved pieces of fiction. But anyway, so that is by far my favorite epic battle scene. Yes, the battle scene in Avengers Endgame, it was fantastic. And when all the portals opened up and they all came spilling out, that was super awesome.
On your left.
And when they're sitting there and Thanos is fighting Thor, and all of a sudden the hammer goes flying, and it goes flying into Captain America's hand, and he's just like,
I knew
it. He's worthy, and the whole crowd and the whole audience just cheers because you're like, yes, that's awesome. So yes, that's a great one, but it was a relatively short battle. And the tension didn't build up. It was just basically, here's the bad guys, here's the good guys, clash. There wasn't this, because you had no idea that stuff with the portals was working. That was a great surprise, but you didn't know that was working in the background, and so you didn't have that tension building of when they're going to get there, like with the Ents and the Did you just do what I think you just did? I kind of thought. So Connor, just give you a visual, people.
No.
I'm not going to say. I'm just gonna. So we're sitting here, and I'm sitting across the table from Connor, and Connor's got his hand on his mic stand, and all of a sudden he gets really still, and he just moves his mic further away from him, and then quietly moves it right back to him. And I'm like, what did you just do? Yeah, that's what he just did apparently. So I hope that stays on that side of the table, whatever it is. I kind of. Keep it over there. So that will be the advantage of us recording remotely when you move to Ohio, is I won't have to deal with that stuff. So Nikki will.
Oh, poor baby. Oh no.
So anyway, okay. Do we think we're done with the geek question?
Yes.
Anything else you want to say about that? I'm personally mine just
Droned on.
Because it's the Battle of Helm's Deep droned on for 30 minutes. Anyway. Anyways, throwing stuff at me now. Again, another advantage of him moving to Ohio. You can't throw stuff at me when we're recording. Okay, so then what? The movie next?
Sure. But let's hold the rolling for the movie at the very end.
Sure, I don't care. That's fine. All right. So now it's time for our next installment of
Rolling for Credits. Wait, did I say rolling for credits? It's roll for credits. Dang it!
I was waiting to see if you were going to catch that because you
credits.
Bust me all the time.
Dang, I'm tired. Shut up.
You bust me all the time. Okay. So let's try it again. So now it's time for our next installment on
Roll for Credits.
Okay, so our movie this time that we're talking about, the random movie that we picked from last time is
Where is the Money?
It's a movie from 2000 called Where the Money Is.
Where the Money Is. Dang it.
Where the Money Is, starring Paul Newman,
Dermot Mulrooney,
and Dermot Mulrooney and Linda Fiorentino. Oh. Now, Paul Newman and Linda Fiorentino are obviously they're the main characters. Although Dermot, I mean, it's kind of like they're the three main characters. Although he's the tertiary of the three. Yeah. So I'll read you the synopsis a little bit of the movie and tell you some interesting stuff about it. So the storyline is Carol Ann McKay, which I thought was interesting that her last name was McKay because that's our last name, although it's spelled differently. Anyway, she's the storyline is she's this fine, popular nurse at a retirement home and spends her free time with her hunky, athletic husband, Wayne McKay. That's Dermot Mulrooney, who was the star of her school's football team when she was the high school prom queen. He still would do anything for her, including cleaning up the messes her ideas get them in. When legendary bank robber Henry Manning, who had a major stroke in prison, is placed in the home, supposedly having lost all control over his body, she notices he must be in far better condition than he lets appear and tries everything to find out. When she pushes his wheelchair into a canal at a picnic, Henry gives up. The McKays keep his secret, and Henry doesn't actually run in Wayne's car as his first impulse was. Soon Carol gets that's really written poorly.
Yeah, it is.
Soon Carol gets his confidence, and the two start planning how the three can commit another robbery on an armored money transport, which brings them together. Doesn't go quite according to plan, but they get the loot. However, before the money can be split, some big stuff happens. I'll that thing anyway. So basically, the story is that Carol's a nurse at a nursing home. She's married to Dermot Mulrooney's character Wayne, and she's at this nursing home, and all of a sudden they bring in this guy in a wheelchair, and it's Paul Newman's character Henry, who looks like he's had a stroke. He's almost catatonic. He's just not catatonic. He's just not moving, and his eyes are closed. And they're bringing him from prison, and supposedly he'd had a stroke 2 years before. And they were running out of beds in the prison, so they brought him to the nursing home temporarily until they could find a bed for him. And she quickly noticed that she didn't think that he was completely catatonic. And there's some funny ways that she tried to figure that out and how she guessed.
The lap dance?
Well, yeah, we'll get to the lap dance in a minute. And then they go on this where she finally tricks him into giving up his ruse. And then they start planning this heist together, and then stuff happens. So, The interesting thing about the movie, one of the interesting things about the movie is that, back in the day, I just remember it seems like Linda Fiorentino was in a lot of stuff. I mean, I remember she was in Vision Quest. It turns out that was the first movie she was ever in. And
What's Vision Quest?
it's a movie about a wrestler. Not like a professional wrestler, but like, Greco-Roman high school wrestler, I think. Anyway, haven't seen it. And it was back in 1985. This movie was 2000. And the interesting thing is...
2000?
Yeah, this movie was from 2000.
And the quality seems like it was a lot older.
And here's the thing. I mean, that was almost her last movie. She did three movies in 2000. And then she did a movie in 2002 and then one in 2009. She hasn't done a movie since. So she just kind of stopped acting, or she's in some movies that she was in Men in Black. The first one, she was in a movie.
Oh yeah, that's where I saw her. I knew she looked familiar.
She was in a movie called Dogma, which I really want to see. I've always wanted to see it and never gotten around to seeing. So that got to add that to my list at some point. So, but it was interesting that was the last movie she ever did. And Paul is a legend. Paul is one of the best actors in our history, and his last movie was the last thing he was credited with was in 2008 because he died in 2008. He passed away in 2008. But interesting piece of trivia: this is the last movie, 2000, where he was a lead actor.
Really?
So this was his very last movie where he was a lead actor. The other ones he was either in a supporting role or a voiceover. He was Hudson. He was Doc Hudson in the Cars movies.
Oh yeah,
that was him. And so this was really kind of the end of his acting career in a lot of ways. And
great movie, though.
And I did not know that, but I mean, I've got to get Connor. I mean, The Hustler, The Sting, Cool Hand Luke. I mean, there's just some classic movies out there. Road to Perdition he was in. That was really good. What are some other things? Color of Money with Tom Cruise. He was in Absence of Malice. It's just there's so many that he's in. It's just you can't list them all. But I mean, her first movie credit as an actress was 1985. His was 1949. So
1949?
1949 to 2000, almost 50 years he was acting. Yeah.
Oh my, dang.
Yeah. So anyway, really, I mean, the movie starts with like a flashback to the 80s, and it's the morning after prom, and he's driving his Mustang convertible, and she's got a prom dress on and is kind of laying in his lap as he's driving, and she's got a prom queen sash on. And in that conversation, because I watched it a second time, I didn't catch it the first time, they weren't dates at the prom. She left her prom date at the prom to go with him, and then they ended up staying together and getting married and stuff. So that kind of gave a quick glimpse that she was always looking for something exciting, and wanting something more exciting for her life,
Yeah.
And that was like a little indication of it there. And then you flash forward to current day or present day at the time of the movie, and she's a nurse in a nursing home, which is a pretty stable, unexciting type job. And I forgot what he did. It was construction work or something. I forgot what he did. It was blue collar type stuff.
He was construction, I believe.
And he liked, he kind of liked their stable, normal life, but she seemed dissatisfied with it. And then the second that Henry came in and she started kind of recognizing some things with him and found out that he was a bank robber and he'd been on the run for, robbing banks for 30 years, that really excited her. And you started seeing her wanting to, almost being obsessed with proving that he was not catatonic, because that idea of a life of excitement, for lack of a better word, excited her,
Aroused her.
So she... the first indication was when she was taking care of him and Wayne came to visit her and they started getting frisky. So that she pushed Paul Newman out into the hall, and they went back into the room, and basically, I mean, it didn't show anything, but he basically bent her over the table, and they were having a good little time. And
so innocent.
And then when they're all done and he leaves, she comes out and she notices that there's like a movable mirror across the hall, and it's been moved so that you could see everything that they were doing from Henry's point of view. And then she went over and she closed the mirror, and that's when she first started going, wait a minute, that wasn't like that before. And
Things are getting fishy.
that was kind of weird. And then a woman started choking in the room, and the nurses didn't hear her, and all of a sudden a lamp smashed. And she notices, how did that lamp smash? And she noticed that the cord was near his foot, so he grabbed it with his foot and smashed it to get their attention to save this woman. So she started trying to do things to get him to making loud noises. She took the sides off his wheelchair and hiked her dress up and sat in his lap and tried to do a lap dance with him, try to get him to get him roused up, so to speak. That didn't work, so she and Wayne ended up taking him out for a picnic, and then like the synopsis said, she ran his wheelchair off the end of a pier into the water, and that's when he finally gave up the ghost, and he said, all right, what do you want? And she's like, I just didn't want to be made a fool of. He's like, that's it? Because he was expecting her to want some kind of money or whatever. So then they get to be kind of friends, and they start to plot this heist with armored trucks, and it's going okay. But then things happen, and the guards get away because Wayne didn't tie them up well. He tied them up well. He taped them up well, but his knife cutter, his box cutter dropped out of his pocket, and they escaped and got free. So then they were trying to hide.
Got free. That's the same thing.
Like I said, not enough coffee.
How much coffee do you need?
Oh, I'll drink 2 of these in the morning. Okay. So that's 18 ounces. I'll drink 3 or 4 cups of coffee.
So
in the morning.
So that's almost that's okay. So 18 times 4.
No, I didn't say I drink 4 of these. 18 times 2. That's 36 ounces.
I know. No, but you said
no, not 3 or 4 of these cups. 3 or 4 cups is like 8-ounce cups.
Oh, okay.
8 to 10-ounce cups. So relax. Anyway. So they got away, and I mean, I'm kind of doing what you do. I'm telling the whole story, the whole plot of the story.
Exactly.
Anyway, so the movie basically ends where they get caught because Wayne ends up turning them in because she busted Henry out because they were about to take him back to prison, and so she broke him out of that, and so now she was on the lam because she helped an escaped convict too. Because they didn't know that they had stolen the money, and by the way, they had $2 million from the armored truck heist. And so Wayne naively thought that if he turns them in, then he and her will be off scot-free. And that turned out not to be the case.
Yeah.
But she and Henry escaped and were able to get away. And then they end up, at the end, they're pulling off heists, playing this role where he continues to play this stroked-out person, and they're robbing a jewelry store at the end of the movie, and so she ends up having this exciting life that she's always wanted, and got away from a marriage that was slowly
suffocating.
Suffocating. That's a good suffocating her. So look, it was one of those movies where, and you guys have all seen these movies where there's somebody in the movie that's like a legendary actor, whether it be someone like Paul Newman, Robert Redford, whoever. And they have movies that kind of define their career. Like I'm thinking
John
with
Wayne.
I'm thinking like with Paul Newman, I'm thinking, Cool Hand Luke and The Sting and The Hustler and those kind of movies. You think about those. But then they also have movies that are just like, oh, yeah, they were in it. It was okay. It was fine. But, not even legendary actors, not every movie they do is a legendary movie, right?
True.
And so this was one of those movies. It was cute. It was okay. It was definitely not a bad movie. And Paul Newman's never bad in anything he does. So he was enjoyable. But I took some notes, and of course he was great as always. And Linda Fiorentino was flat as always. In every movie, everything I've ever seen her in, that expression that she has, which is just basically this flat expression on her face. Even her
go-to expression.
Even her smile is not really a smile. It's just barely a smirk. She just doesn't show a lot of emotion. And that's just who she is. And so I thought they could have gotten somebody. I mean, I don't mind her as an actress, but I definitely thought they could have gotten somebody better to play opposite Paul Newman. I don't think she stretched Paul Newman's acting chops too much. So what did you like about the movie? What did you not like about the movie, Wow. Okay, that pretty much describes it right there.
I mean,
Is it kind of forgettable?
no, no, it's not forgettable. Well, I did enjoy the movie. You said everything I wanted to say.
No.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I'm distracted by. It's not a chicken. It's a pigeon. There's a pigeon on our pergola outside. Whatever. I'm enthralled. I haven't seen a pigeon on top of our pergola before, so now I'm like, ooh, chicken. No, pigeon. Chasing pigeons today. So I don't have a pigeon sound, but we'll just use the chicken sound. Okay, no, I mean a good one.
That is a good one.
So, okay.
That's spot on.
Okay. Well, look, we need to move on because we got other stuff to do, and you've got to be getting ready to go to work in about an hour.
I'm fine.
So,
Fine.
so there's nothing else that you want to say about the movie?
Well, let's see. Yeah, after watching Paul Newman in this movie, it just proves Dad's thing that I need to see more Paul Newman movies.
Mm-hmm. I've got to get you to see The Sting and Cool Hand Luke. At least those two, if nothing else, those two.
Let's see. Dermot Mulrooney. I don't really like his character.
Well, I mean, look,
Dermot was never really my favorite actor anyway.
Well, right. I mean, I haven't minded him and stuff, but he's not one of my favorite. But his character in this movie was just he's comfortable with the small town, quiet, normal, same thing, everyday life, and didn't like taking risks. And she was all about taking risks. She wanted a life of excitement and risk taking, and he couldn't take it. So he said no. He finally just turned it all in, and then it ended up that he was the one that got arrested because they got away
with the money.
But there were definitely some problems with the plot line. I mean, when they were robbing the armored truck, they robbed the guards and took the guards and tied them up, and then they took the armored truck, took their clothes, and then they went, and she was in the back of the armored car, and they were posing as the drivers going to all these places in their route. That's really loud. And so she was just calling all these places. That, hey, yeah, our regular driver's truck broke down. So we got new guys coming. That wouldn't happen with. Really, that would not happen with armored truck. They would have to have some kind of code and this kind of stuff. You couldn't just call and say, oh well, Bob and Jim are running late, so we're going to send Frank and Hal today. Two brand new people. No, they're not when there's money involved. So that I thought was unrealistic, and the fact that whether he actually had a stroke 2 years ago in prison, or he just faked a stroke 2 years ago in prison and then just maintained that facade for 2 years, which, I mean, yeah, you could get, if you have that strong of a mind, you could get away with it and stay consistent with it and play it. But if he really had a stroke, you would have thought that they would have been able to do some neurological tests to see that his brain had healed and said, okay, his symptoms do not match his MRI scans. If he didn't have a stroke and he just faked at the beginning, they would have been able to tell that because they would have seen no injury in his brain through MRI, in which case they would have said it's psychosomatic, that he's just catatonic because of some psychological trauma that he can't deal with. And so then he'd have been seeing therapists. And so the storyline, the setup of the storyline was unrealistic. The heist itself was unrealistic.
Yeah.
But it's one of those movies where it's kind of a filler movie for me. And so if you can't take the movie that seriously, then those things don't really matter that much. I just noted that those were kind of shortcomings. You could have done something to make those a little bit more realistic, that plot line a little bit more realistic.
I agree.
But anyway, but look, it's a good movie, and it's Paul Newman. I mean, if you like Paul Newman, watch the movie because it's Paul Newman, and Paul Newman's one of the best actors in our lifetimes, and he's gone, and we're not going to get any more. So soak up the ones that you can. Yes.
One more time now. Paul Newman is the best. That's just because
I don't know if I'd say he's the best.
You just said he's
one of the best.
One of the best.
One of the best, right? Mm-hmm.
That means to some degree you consider him the best at something. At this one genre and so,
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So anyway, That's
What were you doing?
I was trying to look up see if there's any kind of weird trivia about. Not Paul. No, I don't want to look up Paul Newman. I want to look up trivia about the movie. So anyway, sorry, I'm looking on IMDb and just looking this stuff up. But look, it's a short movie. It's an hour and 28 minutes long, so it's not that big of a deal. And it's worth checking out if you like Paul Newman. If you're a fan of Linda Fiorentino, you're going to pretty much get Linda Fiorentino because she's kind of the same in every role I've seen her do. Not that like I said, not that I don't like her. She doesn't have the range that I think most actresses that get into major movies with major other actors would have. So, but that's just me. So I guess that's all we want to say about where the money is.
Yes, where the money is.
Anyway, so what do you want to do now?
Let's play Expedition.
Okay, so Expedition. Let me tell you about this game. I love Dungeons and Dragons. Connor loves Dungeons and Dragons. We don't get to play Dungeons and Dragons much, and I came across this game last year for Christmas, and got it for Connor for Christmas. And it's a card game. It's a Dungeons and Dragons type card game, but it comes with an app that you download for your phone, and the app basically does the DM part. And so you can play. So you can play Dungeons and Dragons by yourself, and there's tons of free little quests to do. And people can write quests and submit quests. So it's constantly growing. And these quests are like anywhere from I think it'll be 10 minutes long to 3 hours long. And so it's a cool thing to, if you travel a lot and you like playing, you just like this kind of stuff, this is a cool way to do it. And I think that you could probably create your own characters, your own abilities, and create some new ones. They have, a stock of about 20 different characters that you can play, or 15 or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
So, it runs so you read through the story, screen by screen on the app, and then it has background music and all this kind of stuff. So basically what happens is we each get a character, and we pick our character, and then that character has certain abilities. And then there's ability cards, and you pull out cards from the ability stacks to make up basically your feats and your abilities and your skills. And then you go through the quest, and it tells you what to do, when to do it, and there's different types of baddies, to take out, and you go through this. It runs a little small campaign, and so we're going to do that today because we haven't done it before. What's that?
We can even get loot.
And we can even get loot. And so, we're going to just jump in and do it. We've never played it online. It's got background music. I've got my phone close to my mic. It's going to be bad quality, but I couldn't figure out how to get my Bluetooth phone to play music out of my Bluetooth laptop. It would connect to the laptop, but it wouldn't play music out of there. So I don't know what I'm missing. I'm sure I'm missing something. But anyway, so I'll try to figure that out.
Plug or device or something.
I'll try to figure that out next time if we continue. And if we don't finish this quest, then we'll finish it up in the next episode. So anyway, we are playing one called Dungeon Crawl, right? Just nice and simple dungeon crawl. We'll as we get more familiar with the game, we will maybe do more complex ones. But the reason why we're doing it so simple is because Connor's had this game for a year, and we've never actually played it. I think we played the training, the tutorial on Christmas Day when you got it, and haven't played it since.
And then we played one other mission, and after that was very, very weird. It was basically just us opening up doors.
I don't remember that, but anyway, so we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna read.
Should we tell them about our characters?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So mine is the pack rat, at which I've named Seamus.
Seamus the pack rat.
Oh yes, laddie.
I'm glad you can do voices because I can't. The only voice I can do is the one that I made up. So, and I'm not going to do that for mine. But anyway.
So who is my companion this fine dungeon crawl?
I'm the stealthy recluse.
Oh.
And I'll be
Bob?
Claude. Claude the recluse. I don't know.
Like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No, just Claude.
Claude?
Just Claude. Not Claude.
Claude?
Yeah, I'm boring. Claude. Actually, it's Claude.
Huh?
It's Claude. C-L-O-D. I'm Claude the recluse.
So
there's probably a reason why my name is Claude, so that's probably why I'm a recluse. But anyway, so
you're basically a useless clump of dirt.
No, really, I'm more like.
That's what a Claude is.
I'm actually more like Aragorn because I'm the stealthy recluse and I have 6 ranged abilities. So I'm a ranger. is really what I am.
Yeah,
And
but
so
but range means you can use a bow and arrow,
right.
and that's more Legolas
Yeah,
than anything.
yeah, but he was not a stealthy recluse. Aragorn was, but Rangers. I mean, remember, and yeah, that was Lord of the Rings. But in like D&D, a ranger is is a ranged combat. I mean, think about Mom's character, Rohirrim. Remember?
Oh yeah,
Rohirrim, the ranger.
oh, that brings back memories.
So no,
Not
it's more
fond, not,
it's more like
not
more
bad.
like a ranger, a bow hunter kind of thing. So anyway, so we got a pack rat and a recluse. That I don't know how we hooked up, man. We must have been really drunk at the bar one night.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, so do we want to just start? So that's who we've got, and we don't know who we're going to be.
Expect.
We don't know who we're going to be fighting or how we're going to be fighting as we go.
It's gonna be fun.
So
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So anyway, so we're just going to start, and I'm going to start narrating, and then we'll go from there. Okay, you ready? We need to have some. We need to have some music. I need to put some music in here to start this. So
Aye, lad.
okay, so now
Let's get started.
So on our first rendition of
Expedition.
okay, the dungeon crawl. The sun shines through your curtains. As you groggily stir awake, you remember what day it is. The day of the village's annual spring cleaning. You shake awake, leap out of bed, and do some quick stretches to get your blood flowing.
Oh
yeah,
that feels good. Okay.
You grab your weapons from the side of your bed.
Okay.
You're ready to clean. You jog towards the opening ceremony. You know you should save your energy for the long day of cleaning ahead, but you're just too excited.
Oh yeah. Come on, Claude. Claude, we need this cleaning, especially you. You're sing of the earth.
The village's lord gives his traditional speech. Blah, blah. Clean dungeon is a healthy village. Blah, blah, blah. You're surrounded by the other teams of warriors, fighters, and adventurers, each double-checking their gear and fidgeting with excitement.
Okay, I got
With
this, I got this. Yeah, let's go.
With a loud begin, the mob of people rushes into the nearby cave entrance. You charge into the dungeon, weapon drawn.
Let's go.
As you run down the narrow stone tunnel, you look down a corridor to your right, and you see a wizard freezing a skeleton. To your left, a warrior beheading a zombie. You begin to worry that all the good fights are claimed. Distracted, you run right into a wolfman and thief.
Ooh, a wolfman and thief.
So you need to draw a beast and a bandit.
Uh-huh.
You need to pull those out.
Uh-huh. Okay, so it's archer, foothead, brigand.
Okay, you don't need just a thief.
Yeah, I was trying to find it.
And then a wolfman.
Yep.
That music's gonna get really old. Okay, you got him?
And
all right.
And then I just gotta put on their clips.
Yep.
Their health tracker clips. If I can grab them, they're very tiny, and I've got abnormally large hands.
Okay, ready?
Yes, I'm
all
ready.
right. Okay, so now we got to start the timer. Okay, so what happens is we have to start the timer on the app, and then we pick an ability from our hand. We have to randomly pick an ability from our hand. So what happens is you draw 3 of your abilities, and then you pick one out of the 3 that you pick.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to start the timer.
We pick how many?
We pick 3, and then... Okay. You got one pick? Because you're about to run out of time.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep, I got one.
Okay.
We need to put our fingers on the screen.
I did.
Okay.
There
we go.
I forgot they need to do 2. All right, so... what is your attack?
Lightning bolt.
Okay. So what do you have to roll?
A 10 or higher.
Okay.
13.
And so who are you attacking?
I will be attacking the Wolfman.
All right. And so how much damage do you do?
I deal 4 damage.
Okay. So reduce his thing by 4. Okay. And And I missed. I needed to roll an 11 for my precision shot, and I rolled a 10.
Oh, one. You missed by one, boy.
I missed by 1, so now they attack.
Okay.
So what do they do?
Oh, let's see.
You've got those. Oh no, let's see. What does it say?
Tier 1 That's if they surge.
Okay. Right. Okay. Let's see.
There's there should be a continuation button.
Next. Okay. All right. So all adventurers take 1 damage.
Okay.
And you reduce their, so we still have a total tier 3 because the Wolfman is a tier 3 beast and the Thief is tier 1.
Yep.
And so they're still alive, we're still alive.
Yep.
So next, we attack again. We do the same thing. So then we draw 3 cards and then keep 1, but don't start until I start the timer.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay, you ready?
Wait, real quick. What do we do with the ability that we used again?
We put it back in the stack.
Oh, okay, back in the stack. All right,
Okay.
let's go.
So as timer started. Okay. Got mine.
Yep, I got mine too.
Okay, good. All right. So we all take 1 damage again.
Okay.
And then roll for yours.
All right. I'm using pummel.
Pummel.
10 exactly. Which what I needed.
Okay. So how much damage do they take?
Let's see. It's to 1 target, and I'm going against the Thief. Take him down to 5.
All right. And I am doing arc shot. And I rolled a nat 20.
Oh my god.
So I deal double damage.
To who?
And so that means that's 6 damage, and I'll do that to the Wolfman because he's the higher tier.
Okay.
So 6 damage to him.
So he is now down to 6.
And I want it to be duly noted.
What?
I want it to be duly noted.
That is a nat 20.
That is a nat 20. So, okay. All right, cool. So everybody's still alive, right? So nothing's changed.
You should have seen the hilarious dance you did.
Okay. All right, so we shuffle and draw again. So I got my 3. Get your 3?
Mine. Yep, and I got mine.
Starting the timer. All right. Okay, I got mine.
All right. And I got mine too.
An enemy surge occurs.
All right.
So what's the surge action on both of them?
Well, let's see. On the Thief, the party must discard. Let's see. Yeah, the party must discard 1 loot, or all adventurers take 2 damage.
Well, okay. My loot is an ice shard, or take 2 damage.
What does the ice shard do?
Deal 1 target 3 magic damage.
And mine is a lucky charm, and it allows me to add +4 to my next roll.
Okay.
I want to keep mine.
Okay, so take 2 damage.
Okay,
I'll take 2 damage.
All right, and then.
Okay,
right,
and so
and then the Wolfman's surge is up. All adventurers take damage equal to the number of wolves in play.
So that's 1.
Yeah, that's 1. So we take.
So we're both down to 7 now.
Yep.
All right.
And now it's my turn.
Yep.
All right. I'm casting Magic Missile.
Attacking the darkness.
I got nat 20.
Cool.
All right. So then I'm gonna deal 4 damage to the Thief, which takes him out.
Cool. So the thief's gone.
Yep.
And I'm doing crippling shot, which deals 2 damage, and then the target takes 1 extra damage from all of their abilities this round. And I got it. So I hit. So he takes 2 damage. Actually, he takes 3 damage because you attacked as well and hit. So
yeah, that works.
So he takes 3 damage.
Yeah.
So what's he down to?
3.
Okay. All right. So we've done all that. So they're down to 2, tier sum of 2, because the Wolfman's left and we're left, okay? Got it. All right, so let's shuffle and draw. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
No, I mean, you ready to pick. You got to do the timer.
Oh, okay.
You do your 3, and then you have to pick out of those 3.
Okay, go. I'm good.
Okay, I'm good. All right. So go
what first? All right.
I don't care.
All right, I'm doing lightning bolt again. 11, perfect.
Okay.
And so I'm doing it on the Wolfman, and he is dead.
So how much damage?
4.
Okay. So I don't have to attack. Cool. All right. So and victory. Okay. Shuffle all your abilities. Oh, and I think we did that wrong with the shuffling. You don't put them back in the stack. You just keep going until you run out. Once you run out, then you put them back in there.
Okay.
So, okay. All right. Okay. So, draw loot. All right. So,
what tier?
Oh, we all heal 1 health. So, we're back up to 8.
Okay.
And then we get loot? 1 tier 1 and 1 tier 2.
All right, I shall choose first.
Not each. We just, as a group, we get a tier 1 and a tier 2. So one of us can have. So that's just our loot. That's group loot. So go ahead and just pick one of each and just put them out there, and then divide the loot amongst the adventurers. Okay, so what do we get?
So let's see. Our tier 1 is a fireball scroll. One target takes 3 magic damage, or 3 targets take 1 magic damage. And then our tier 2 is a mysterious drug. You learn 1 ability and then roll a dice. 16 or higher, you may play the ability immediately as a nat 20. 10 15, you may play the ability immediately.
Okay.
And then 9 or below, you must play the ability on yourself. What do you want?
Ooh, I'll take the fireball. That one's too confusing for me. Again, not enough coffee. Okay, so, and then we level up, which means we learn a new ability.
Cool.
Which means we get to draw 3 abilities from one of the decks, and then you add one of that. You pick one of that 3 out of the deck and add it to your deck.
I think I'm gonna do a melee.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, I'm all ranged, so I think I'm gonna go ranged. All right, so we're leveled up and we're looted up and we're ready to continue.
All right, let's go.
All right. So you let loose a gleeful yell as you fell your first foe. You might Hata! You might have lost last year, but you feel good about your odds this year. You charge forward, encouraged by the number of contestants still fighting at their first monster. Down the first flight of stairs you go. You disregard your parents' warning about running with swords and run into a highwayman and a Korgan elf.
All right.
So Korgan elf would be Fae and highwayman would be a bandit.
Okay. So let's see. What tier?
Found
it.
Yep. And then what's a Korgan elf?
Ooh, 16 health.
Ooh. Korgan elf's got 7. All right. Here we go. Okay, shuffle and draw.
I already shuffled.
Okay, I got my 3. You ready to start the timer?
Yep.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
All right.
So.
And I'm going to lightning bolt again.
Cool.
4. I take 4 damage.
Ooh, snap! You're down to 4 health, man. You need to. You got it. I hope you got something to heal over there.
Yeah, I do.
And I'm doing trick shot. and I deal 3 damage to... Should we focus on the guy with a high health or focus on the one we can probably get rid of quicker?
I would say the elf.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 damage on the elf.
3 damage on the elf.
Yep, and then... And we each take 1 damage.
Oh, so I'm down to 3.
Snap.
Snap, crackle.
Okay. And then we shuffle.
Yep.
Again. Leave the one that you used out.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, I can do this.
Oh, you ready?
Yep.
Got mine. Better hurry.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I got mine.
Because if you run out of time, then you take extra damage.
Okay.
So that's why you got to hurry. Okay. So
let's see. I'm doing Blood Rage. And then let's see. If I succeed, I can play 1 ability from my hand. I got a 2.
Well, that's almost a botch.
I know.
Okay, so you missed.
I take double damage this round.
Ooh.
I'm probably gonna die.
Maybe. Okay, and I'm doing precision shot, and I rolled a 12, so I deal 5 damage. So that should take out the elf, right? So the elf's gone, so that's good. Oh, did you add your 1 damage? I haven't get to add our 1 damage. So you're down to what, 2?
I'm down to one because because I take double damage. Remember?
Oh golly, you're about to die. Okay. I wonder if I can, because I've got some over here that I can heal. Can I heal other people, or is it?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
Okay, I got my 3. You ready to pick?
Yep.
No, you're not. You're still shuffling.
Yep. Okay. Sorry.
You got your 3 out to select from? Okay, here we go. Got
Perfect.
mine.
Got mine.
And an enemy surge occurs. So what's the surge?
All adventurers must discard 1 loot if they have any.
Okay.
I'm gonna discard the.
I'm getting rid of the ice shard.
Drug. I'm gonna get rid of
Yeah, that was kind of well.
the weird one.
Here, just put it in a pile, separate pile. Okay, cool. No damage. Awesome.
Yeah. Let's see, and then, so let's see. I'm playing Knock, which allows me to regain 2 health and draw 1 extra ability next turn.
Okay.
Yes, just what I need to get it to succeed. So I'm up to 3. And the next round, I get to draw 4 abilities.
Okay, cool. All right. And I did withdraw, which is regain 3 health. And I rolled a 17, so I get 3 health back. So I'm back up to 9.
Nice.
Okay. All right. And we've gone through that. And... All right, and you have to take 1 damage.
Oh, I do?
Mm-hmm. So you're dead, right? Or you're
No.
out.
I'm 2.
Okay. All right.
But if you have any healing abilities, that'd be great.
All right. So you ready? Let's shuffle again.
I don't really need to shuffle.
Yeah. Right. Okay. You ready?
Yep. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So let's see.
So we all take 1 damage. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way.
Okay. Oh, and I love this card right now.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah. Okay. So I have press forward, and basically all you need to do is roll higher than my health, and it'll exceed. So even if I botch, I still succeed.
Well, no.
Yes.
It's higher than your health. Your health is 1, so you have to roll a 2. As long as you don't botch.
19. There we go. Okay. So,
And so what did you do?
I deal 1 damage. And then I can play 1 ability from my hand, and automatically succeeds. So then I'm gonna do pummel. So that means he's a highwayman. It's gonna take 4 damage in total.
I'm sorry, what?
The highwayman took 4 damage.
Okay. All right, and I was doing rapid fire,
Okay.
which is deal 2 damage and play an ability from your hand. And so I rolled an 18, so he takes 2 damage, and then I get to play another ability, which is arc shot, and I rolled a nat 20. God, we're getting, and I'm showing it's a nat 20,
You're getting good rolls. So
and so he takes 6 damage.
he is down to 4. Dang.
Good, because you're about dead. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So I got to put all my cards back in my stack now. Start over.
I have 2.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you didn't have enough to pick your 3, so I just put them all back in there and started over.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Shuffle. Just go ahead and start it. Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm doing lightning bolt.
Okay.
Yes, I succeed. So he is dead. He is gone.
How much damage?
4.
Oh, okay, cool.
And he has 4
Yay.
health.
That was close.
Yeah, I was about to die.
And we won. Yay.
Yatta!
Okay, so again, we draw 1 tier 1 loot
Okay.
and 1 tier 2 loot. And then we learn a new ability. Okay.
And then our loot is an ancient rune. Can cancel an enemy surge event, or 1 target takes 4 magic damage. And then capsule of fate. Roll and record the outcome. And then replace the result of any roll with a stored 1. So basically, if we use this we can roll and then whatever it lands on, it gets sealed inside here.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we fail a roll, we could just say I use this and use the roll that's recorded.
Okay, that's fine. I don't whatever.
So what do you want?
It doesn't matter. Just give me 1. I haven't been using them anyway. So, okay. So I think we should stop here. We should stop our quest now because it's
We can't pause though.
Wait, we can.
We actually can.
We
really?
can save quest.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
let's do that.
So, because we're running long on the podcast and we still have to pick our next movie, and you've got to get ready for work, and I'll try to edit this to make it sound more exciting and less fumbling.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Victor, let's finish here. Okay. So, Victory, your heart pumping with adrenaline, you quickly loot the bodies. Not making the mistake you made last year, you turn around and follow the stairs down to the next level. And that's where we're going to stop today, and we're going to continue this in the next episode. Woo! And if we get this working smoothly and get the sound into the podcast better, this could be fun to do to add.
Yeah, this could really be fun.
So anyway, heck, this could be its own podcast at some point. But
oh yeah,
there's plenty of D&D live play games out there. This is just a different way of doing it.
Botched being one of them.
Adventure Incorporated, and there's tons of others.
I
cast Fireball, which is one that you were doing with somebody. Remember?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
So anyway, so we're going to pause this here and continue this adventure the next time. So I'm going to save that, and we'll go from there. But we do have to roll for our next movie the roll for credits. So,
all right, so let's roll for this puppy. Nat 20, holy crap.
God, okay. Now we're kind of getting in the botch level where people were accusing them of faking their nat 20s or their crit 20s. So anyway, okay, 20. So that's Netflix.
Okay. All right. And then, all right, so genre is 2.
action and adventure.
Okay. And then let's see. For the actual number, 55.
All right, hold on. Let me go look and see what that's going to be. So everybody just hold tight. Okay, and so our movie, number 55 in the list is... And I know what this movie is, and it's kind of weird that it falls in the action and adventure, but it is Train to Busan.
I've heard of that one.
Which I have been wanting to see for a long time. It is a movie, it's a relatively new movie. It's from 2016. It's a South Korean movie with... the director is Sang-ho Yeon, something like that. And I think he's done other movies. I think is he the one that did Snowpiercer? Somebody said he did Snowpiercer as well.
What's Snowpiercer?
But that doesn't seem right, because somebody said that this director did Snowpiercer. But anyway, so I have friends that have seen this movie. They say it's a great movie. It's a zombie movie. And we're not huge into the whole zombie movie genre, but from the trailers that I've seen, this looks like a really interesting one. So I'm looking forward to seeing this one. It's been one that I've been wanting to see for a while. So I'm hoping that we're going to have some good things to say about it next time. And so that's the movie for next time. Train to Busan. So I guess that's it.
Yeah,
is that it for us today? Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So anyway, we're going to get out of here, and I'll edit this sometime this weekend and try to make it sound good.
Sound actually.
You can make anything sound good when you do some editing. So I should get an award for the editing that I have to do to make this sound interesting. So anyway, look, guys.
Cyrus is the perfect example of that.
Yeah, so listen, thanks for listening, guys. Really appreciate it. But look, and if you need to get in touch with us, we're kind of all over the place. We're not hard to find. Okay, so you can find us all over the place.
Let's see. That's iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Podbean. There's one other one, right?
Yeah, I mean anywhere you can find podcasts.
Anywhere you find podcasts, we're there. Don't worry.
Yeah, and and feel free. Please leave us a 5-star review or any kind of review.
We're desperate.
5-star reviews would be great, but just realistic feedback would be great too to help us figure out how to do this better. But as far as on the social media stuff, the podcast itself can be found on Twitter at GP Variety Hour. I can be found on Twitter and Mixer at HeadGamer. And on Twitch at head_gamer.
And then I can be found basically everywhere as Quillmeister, TikTok, Twitch, Mixer, Twitter, all of that. And it's Meister spelled E-I, not I-E. So if you spell it wrong, you spell it right.
No, that's backwards.
Dang it, I keep on forgetting it's backwards.
He can't even spell his own username. Well, first of all, he couldn't spell it right the first time, and that's what made it official. Now he can't spell it correctly. Or is it correctly, incorrectly? Yes, it's Meister with an I-E, not an E-I. You just said it you doofus. God.
Okay.
So anyway.
So it's Meister spelled Meister.
Anyway,
so that's the correct way to spell it.
Look, and we'll co-stream when we can. Our schedules obviously make it kind of difficult. We're going to try to do that. We're going to try to do some co-streaming on Friday nights at 8 o'clock when he's not working in the evening. But just kind of hang out and check the Twitter account for any kind of scheduled postings. All right. So listen, again, guys, we appreciate you guys listening. So you have a good day, and we'll see you guys next time on the Gene Pool Variety Hour.
And remember, stay nerdy, my friends.